Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Crusader Kings 3, Wards and Wardens. So in today's episode, I'm hoping that we'll be able to do a tournament, one of our own tournaments, before the Crusades kick up, because we will very likely attend that. I mean, Gerard is clearly a perfect example of a crusading king. And so before that starts, I'd like to do a tournament. But yeah, we haven't had any success in a tournament yet. Maybe if we had our own tournament, we'd be more likely to be successful. But yeah, he's got a fantastic prowess, and I want to do this before he gets too old. You know, he's approaching 40. So I think it'd be a good time to do it. We're just going to earn as much as we can here, try not to spend any of the money. And this is the last trait for Gerard. And so basically it's either brave or zealous. We'll probably just let him keep the brave. This is the second time he's gotten it, so it makes sense to just allow him to go ahead and keep that. But one of the key things I'm noticing here is that he's no longer severely wounded. He's still wounded, but not severely wounded, which he should easily recover from that. And then he's scarred. So that's not surprising given how long and how bad that wound was. But yeah, he's got all three of his adult traits now, guys. He's callous, wrathful, and brave. So a pretty interesting character here to play, as I think it a bit different than the previous two characters. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing as him, but obviously we got a long time as this one, unless, you know, something horrible happens to him and unexpected. Yeah, we're gonna go with this one here. And that poem was allotted. And so we need quite a bit of money to do this tournament. So we're going to have to save up for a while here, guys. The Duke of Bavaria, our brother-in-law, has been excommunicated. There's another feast we can attend, which is not far away at all. It's Count Albert, our cousin. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and attend this. Let me just check our stress levels. Yeah, we'll go ahead and attend this here. And our intent will likely be to reduce the stress. We need a caravan master. Okay, so we could do this acclaimed knight. He's excellent at it. Caravan masters sometimes die, though. I don't know if we want to put our acclaimed knight in that position, though. Maybe just one of our other knights that has good travel speed is what I'm thinking. Because, well, you know, travel safety is important. I think speed's a little bit more important to us. You could find a good combination of the two. So probably this knight would be best. He's going to impact that speed the most. So yeah, we can get there fairly quick now. So we'll set off and try and reduce our stress here. So we've arrived at the feast and got one of our feast events here. Nothing much happened on the travel. You guys haven't already seen, you know, dozens of times. The travel events I find to be very annoying these days because it's just the same old like 6, 7, 8 travel events, whatever, over and over and over again. That's why we're cutting that out. But yeah, we're here at the feast, and this is an interesting event. Painful entertainment. Pieces of sharp metal in some of the dishes, splinters on the chairs, small accidents, promising bruises. Sitting at the head of the table, my cousin Count Albert cannot hide the cold smile spreading across his face, as another lady, this countess here, spits blood onto her plate. And so he's sadistic, so probably not surprising that this is how the feast is going. So we could just take care of the countess and get a weak hook on her, but I think we would declare this to be unacceptable. This is not what we expected when we arrived. So yeah, it's just a feast for him to entertain himself by torturing his guest. But apparently it's still a pleasing atmosphere. So, yeah, we can still go with this, you know, the typical event that we have here. We've already lost the majority of our stress at this point. And so, yeah, we'll say good folk to mingle with. Improve opinion. And apparently this is who he invited. It's usually a mayor, it seems. So we got another activity that's fairly close that we can get involved with. This is a hunt, so I suppose we'll attend that. But first, let's go ahead and get rid of this ribbon here because I'm not going to repair it. I don't think it's worth the investment of 125 gold just for this little bit of a bonus here. So let's go and destroy it and get money, which is something we're trying to do right now. Trying to earn a bit of money to pay for this next activity we're going to be doing here. And so yeah, we could do this in the meantime as well. So let's go ahead and travel on over there and see how well this hunt goes. Though, is it a... yeah, it's a falcon one. So basically you're just doing recreation or befriend. We don't really need the stress loss. So let's see if there's anybody that we could befriend here who might be worth doing. I mean, we got our steward. You know, we've given him all that territory, so he already really likes us. We fought that war for him. But yeah, there might be somebody else. I mean, he's our most powerful vassal. It makes sense to befriend him. I don't want him to rebel. Unless he wouldn't, because again, he likes us a lot. But why not? Why not try and befriend him? Alright, so we've arrived at the hunt. We'll see how well our attempt to befriend him goes. And we'll see how well the hunt goes as well. Alright, so this is getting started here. And looks like Count Conrad was able to get a rabbit, or hare. And that got us the hunter trait. I'm actually surprised we didn't have the hunter trait yet. We got the 15 experience in that. Our prowess didn't go up at all. Maybe we had a modifier there that we lost. Yeah, had we not gone to any hunts, or maybe we just hadn't had any success enough to get the trait. Yeah, we're back home, so nice quick hunt there. And we also got a martial perk. It looks like our children might need to do something with them. Let's go and get the living off the land. And let's just take a look at our kids here. Make sure they all have guardians. Yeah, she has a guardian, Hedvig. But Ida, we've set her up to do the learning education, but I don't think we gave her a guardian. So it would be wise to go ahead and do that. Get her educated. And you know what? We might just pick the same... yeah, you know what? Let's just pick the same guardian that we have for Otto, since we already found somebody here who seems to be doing a pretty good job. He's calm and temperate. This is how you want a son to look if he's going to go to the church. And so yeah, let's go ahead and have... I mean, he's really old. His health is ailing. But we'll see. We'll see if he'll be able to do this long enough. And so if he doesn't have any... he does not. Just make sure he didn't have another ward there. And so yeah, we'll see if he can live long enough to finish up her education. Probably not. I mean, she's only 6 and he's 73. But yeah, he could do it for a little while, I suppose. And then let's go to our youngest and get her education selected. She is curious. Okay, so you can either do the diplomacy or the learning. I suppose we'll do diplomacy then. And you know, we have decent diplomacy, but we already have 2 of our children. We're done. I guess our wife. Yeah, our wife makes sense. So that's who we'll select here to educate her. There might be better options diplomacy wise. There's the wet nurse. She's got better learning as well. You know what? Actually, it makes more sense to have her take care of our youngest daughter here. And she really likes us. You know, we gave her that job, brought her and her kids in here. So we got a good relationship with our stepmother. So no evil stepmothers here. And the crusade has picked up. Okay, so it's not gonna start immediately, of course. So we do have some time to go ahead and let's see what this is here. This is an event. We have to go ahead and do our tournament. So I think we're gonna go ahead and do that now, because remember, we want people to come to it. And if everybody's off crusading, although a lot of people don't go on the crusades, but you know, we want as many people to attend as possible. And we're not trying to compete with the crusade, and in addition to that, we're trying to go on the crusade. So this is some mayor who's visiting our court and just handing out money to everybody, including our professor. Remember our professor from the university, we brought him back home with us because he was also that peasant in that drinking event. And so they joined our court. So our professor is now here, even though I don't know how he's a professor. I mean, he's got the 5-star education. His learning is terrible. But yeah, he's our former professor, and he's one of the ones who benefited from this bit of money here. And I think we're just, yeah, I'm going to say better him spending than me. I mean, we're fine with him throwing a little bit of money around our court. All right, so let's go ahead and get this activity started up here. It's going to be pretty expensive, so I don't know how much we'll be able to do. It's going to be a smaller tournament, clearly. And we will do this in our capital as well. And so we'll do what we can here. I think a melee is a clear choice. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do the melee. That's gonna be 100, base cost. I'll try and do one more event. And I think we might just do a duel. I think it's fitting for our character. You want to do a melee and then the duel. Let's see if we can pay for all this here. So yeah, as of right now, with the cheapest ones we can, but we will want to step up the prizes, and we will not have enough for that. So unfortunately, we're probably gonna have to keep everything as is, because that's all we've got the money to pay for. The simple pavilions, and then the prizes. Yeah, just be the fine prizes. We can select a champion. There's no reason really not to, I suppose. So what we'll want to do is get our best prowess character here, and we'll select him. His prowess is 21, so under ours. Of course, we will be rooting for ourselves to win this. Our goal will be to triumph here. We don't have to travel or anything. So yeah, let's get it started, and hopefully we'll actually be able to win one of these. I mean, if we can win both, that'd be great, but the goal here is to win at least one of them. We are on track to qualify already. All right, excellent. Let's go ahead and do the tourney grounds as our first event here. Alright, so it has it opened up. One more day and then we can do the tourney grounds. And this is a new hire. So squires laugh and joke while they polish helms and mail. One of them snorts so hard it sounds like a pig, and the rest soon imitate him. Their knights loiter nearby. Among these I spot Raymonde, Count Adrian's counselor. Her deeds have not gone unnoticed, and the work she's done for her liege's household is more than impressive. I could convince her to join my own council. Oh, so she's a squire, apparently? Oh, she's also a doctor. Seems she has a variety of skills. So I don't know that we'd want to do that. I don't think we'd take his one of his counselors. This doesn't seem to be fitting our character here. And so I think we just say, I do not wish to offend Count Adrian. That also increased our score as well, so nice little benefit there. So we're going to do the artisan quarters next. I feel like these are often the best ones to do here if you're trying to be successful. And sometimes you get some good stuff here. So this is the Wisdom of the Hammer event. I think we've seen this in this series here. So yeah, we could go with this option. It doesn't make a lot of sense with us being brave. Probably just going to do the can you show me an expert technique. And maybe we'll be able to increase our prowess. No. We got the worst outcome there. We got wounded. Alright, so that's going to handicap us for this. Oh, well, we lost it. There we go. I was going to say for this here tournament, but luckily we've got a good doctor. And generally he seems to always heal any of our injuries. So lots of dukes arriving. Thus we're getting all that prestige. Oh yes, we have another event we could do. So I kind of missed an opportunity there. I don't think it's been sitting here too long. Yeah, we have a declaration of love from our wet nurse. Not surprising, as much as we have favored her. But again, I just don't think it fits our character. So we're just going to say, abandon this foolish endeavor immediately. We have a soulmate, we love her, and we're not interested. So I feel like we're probably just going to continue going with the tourney grounds here. Trying to improve our qualification here, which surprisingly is not as high as you'd expect with such a good prowess character here. So another event that we've seen. But yeah, we could go with this, get a bit of experience here. Or you just say I don't have time for this. I think we'd probably go with this one though. So yeah, we'll just take that little shot of 5 experience. It's not much. Will we be able to do another one? Looks like we should be able to do one more. Won't be here at the tourney grounds. We already went to the artisan quarters. Maybe we'll go to the tent camp next. Yeah, we'll do the tent camp. And this is the bad air event. So the moment I walk into the camp, I'm greeted by a pungent smell. Covering my nose with as much grace as I can while trying not to get sick, I'm approached by Lavinia, holding a handkerchief over her nose. You should go away, my lord. Contestants are getting ill, harmed by the bad air, she warns me. And this is true for history. In the Middle Ages, they believed that people got sick from the air, from smells generally, which, you know, isn't entirely untrue with any types of diseases that can be spread by air. But, you know, obviously it's not the smells that's getting you sick, and that's what they believed. So, yeah, we can go with this option. There must be an explanation to it. Find it. This is a learning challenge. Or we said the tournament must have been cursed. Or why should I care? I don't know. As a university graduate, so I feel like you might go with this here. Simply because these other options aren't really all that fitting either. Not like the most... I mean, maybe go with that option. That you just believe it's cursed. But yeah, we'll go with this option. Why not? And she finds the cause. So she comes back to me with a content smile on her face. I found the source, my lord, she announces, trying to contain her laughter. The guests couldn't find a place to dispose of their waste, so they resorted to dumping it in the river. The bad air carries illnesses, as Hippocrates so announced. Okay. So let's go with, you say I must warn them, and will increase opinion, or I'll keep this to myself. We're an honest guy, so, you know, we're not going to lie by omission. And so we're going to tell everybody and increase their opinion rather than improving our score here. All right, so we won't be able to do any more events before the first contest kicks up here, the melee. And we're probably not going to read through all these. We've already done a tournament. I think we've done 2 tournaments in this playthrough already. Yeah, we've done 2. I'm probably not going to read through them all because they're pretty similar. We'll see if there's anything like unique or different with it. We're not going to sabotage. We're not that type of character. I suppose we'll read this one because we haven't seen it yet. We did see it in a past series, but we haven't done the melee in this series at all. So these will be some unique events. Exhausted, I stagger into the austere comforts of a refuge. All around me are competitors from both sides. Armor rent and twisted, swords blunted and chipped. Squires and servants scurry around, helping their charges. I spy a few of my teammates restoring themselves. They greet me wearily as I slump down beside them, weary and aching. Watching from my shady position, I can see a resourceful market seller readying some hastily assembled food and drink to sell to the shattered fighters. Conrad and Hugh watch the seller with some hope, while Gerhard Fox cheerfully mumbles something about a speech. Okay, so we can beckon over the seller. That'll be quite expensive. We don't really have the money to pay for that. That would put us in the negative. We'd lose some stress that we don't have, and our team score will increase. Instead, we can say gather round you lot. It's a diplomacy challenge, which, you know, we're all right at diplomacy, and we could get some wit experience, but there's a 43% chance that we fell at rousing people. Or to say I better just leave them to it, and you slightly increase the score. But we don't have the money for this to beckon over the seller, and we are kind of a diplomacy character as a second trait, a second attribute. So yeah, we'll try this out, see if we succeed, and we did not. So apparently we suck at giving speeches. All right, so we're cornered. Yanked from my saddle by a polearm, I stagger upright, my head ringing. The perpetrators round on me immediately. My apologies for the rough landing, says Thierry, but we're not taking any chances. 3 of them, all heavily armed, their aim is clear. I am a high-value target, one that will bring great riches and ransom. As my head clears, I can make out 2 figures approaching from behind my assailant's shoulders, bedecked in my team's colors. The 3 grinning wretches have no idea as to their sudden danger, but my rescue is surely at hand, should I want it. So we can say, stand back, these 3 are mine. This is a prowess challenge, 60% chance of success here. Increasing our score immensely, getting us a bunch of prestige and experience. We'll also lose that stress that we gain regardless of what happens here. But a 39% chance that the score decreases moderately and we get wounded. Or we can go with the now have at 'em and all do it together. That would be the smarter route. And I know we gain stress for being brave, but at the same time, we're also a brilliant strategist. And so, like, you know, we wouldn't always make the unwise decision, just rush into it. Brave doesn't necessarily always mean stupid. And another thing to consider, I talked about in this in past roleplay series, but I never mentioned it in this one, is that just because we have a trait that results in stress doesn't mean we're not able to take a certain option. If we have another trait or some other good reason to justify going with that option in the roleplay, then we can still do it. If you're always avoiding stress, it also results in you not interacting with the stress as often. And it makes sense. Sometimes in life you have to do things that you don't want to, that cause you stress. And so yeah, I think we're going to do this because it makes the most sense, even though this has better bonuses. It's just not a high chance of success here. And I think as a strategist and not like an arrogant character, we would work together to achieve success with this 90% chance that we would be victorious here. It makes the most sense. And so yeah, that does end up working out. And our score increased moderately. So into the fray. The shadows loom long as the battle wears on. The fray shrinking as contestants slip away. Wheeling my horse, I think back to what has transpired so far, such as when I was cornered by the 3 opposing knights. Events are clearly coming to a head as a tired battle lines are drawn up once more. The opportunity to stamp my mark on this contest is now. So you say I will win a soldier's victory, martial prowess challenge here. 68% chance of success. With me to victory, so that's a martial diplomacy. Yeah, lower chance of success there. Perhaps if we draw them in here, that's martial intrigue. Or maybe we should just ride it out. That's a strict martial challenge here. Yeah, let's do the soldier's victory. Fits our character and has the most chance of success, and the ploy was a stunning blow. The tide shifts in my team's favor, multiple riders breaking free as we overwhelm their flank, racing away towards the opposition's camp. We can only hope they reach it before the same happens to us. It is almost impossible to call which side is closest to prevailing. There's still all to play for. I can see the heralds begin to make their way onto the field to signal the conclusion of the event. The end draws near. One more push. And let's see if our team wins. I think this is telling us we're on track to qualify in the next contest, the duel here. And we lost. God damn, man. We just cannot win these tournaments. The events of that one made it seem like we had clearly won. I don't know. That's just kind of weird. So yeah, we did not win this one. Not entirely sure how they pulled it out with all the events going in our favor. I have seen that ever since this one patch that happened in the last series, we have not won a single tournament since that patch. And we went from winning every single tournament with like characters that had like prowess of like 7 or 8 to now we can't win any tournament, even with characters that have prowesses in the 20s. I don't think I've won a single one of these contests yet since that patch. So I don't know. Tell me what your guys' experience have been. I haven't played enough to really say that it's, you know, just not just kind of a random occurrence that has happened this way. Maybe you guys who have played a bit more, you know, with the tournaments and stuff, maybe you've had a bit more success, but I have not since that one patch, unfortunately. And we do need to pause this because we've got to do one of these events, and it looks like the Crusade is about to pick up here, so we have to choose whether we're gonna fight, and of course we will. Yeah, we're gonna say my warriors will be ready for the fight, and we're gonna pledge ourselves to the Crusade, and we'll gain that piety. All right, so we're preparing for the next contest where we have a much better chance of qualifying here due to the lower threshold. So I guess we'll do the tourney grounds again, where victory is fostered. So we got this event before, but we do have slightly different options here, or at least different effects. So we can watch our opponents learn their weaknesses, which is something we generally do, but as an honest character, we don't want to do that, so we probably won't. We could say to your saddles and draw your swords, and this seems to be what we'd want to do as a brave character. Helps our knights and us, but the experience just not as much as some of these other ones. You can say knights prove your keenness both of eye and minds. This gets you that glory for the Iron Knights, and you get the experience for your other knights, and you're gonna get the bow and wit experience rather than the horse and foot. Or we can instead say best them all to our personal champion, the Iron Knight here, and he gets a bunch of glory. So that's an option as well. Kind of feeling like this makes the most sense. We'll go with that one. To your saddles, draw your swords. Reduce some of our stress here, and also improve our Hasta Looter experience, which we're very close to getting that foot experience to get the first level here to increase our prowess. So that'd be nice. We're also, you know, 2/3 of the way up to the horse one. That gives you the monthly prestige bonus there. All right, so next we'll do, maybe do the temple. Crusade was just announced. Makes sense we do the temple here. and pray for God's favor. So he moves aside to let me approach. I take a solemn moment alone in the church near the tournament grounds. Pondering in the presence of God, I find myself wondering what it is I wish, in my hearts of hearts, to see come from these days of revelry. So we can say, bring me glory, St. George. Smile on my friends. Guide my marshal. Or let me find inner peace. Yeah, I think we'll do the bring me glory. And will we be able to do one more here? Yeah, we could definitely do one more. Alright, so Magnus has gotten the honest trait as well. Okay, so remember we have him going on the marshal. Honest doesn't really help or hurt him in that regard. So let's see if there's any other options here. Yeah, it's just deceitful or humble. He could be a content, humble character. I think we just let him be honest. That's fine. He's becoming a interesting character for a knight. Doesn't really... Oh, and we didn't do an event there. That's okay. So we're going to start this duel up. And do we want to bet? I feel like we've got a good chance to win this one. Our champion qualified as well. Yeah, we'll place a bet in this one. I was supposed to place a bet last time and then I didn't actually do the bet. So yeah, this time, let's go ahead and place the bet on ourselves and hopefully win it. We'll see how well we do here. Alright, so we're not going to read all these ones because they're generally the same. There's not a whole lot of events for this. I'm pretty sure we've actually seen this one here. So yeah, we can say, I've got you now. This is a prowess intrigue challenge, 58% chance of success. I'd rather block than chance a counter. Prowess martial challenge, very good chance of success. I think that's the one we'll go for. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I think we're defensive as well, aren't we? Yeah, we're an unyielding defender. So with the next event, you say, I must remember my training. And this is the prowess martial challenge. What are you scared? And that's diplomacy, prowess challenge. We're just trying to win this, so let's remember our training here. I'm hoping we got through this round at least. Good God, we've just not had much success in these tournaments. We did. Okay, so we moved on through one round. Let's see if we can get through the next one. I think that's as far as we've gotten within our characters. We've won like one round. And so if we can get to the second round, then this will be the farthest we've gone so far. But we will not force anybody to concede to their liege, because we're just not that tight. We would want to win honestly. We can do this. We can defeat them on our own. Well, this is a different one. There are few joys as great as easily winning a duel. Adrian scrambles backwards across the uneven ground. The blows of my weapon barely deflected as I advance. One more thunderous swing catches on his guard, and he grabs my arm in desperation. I smile a rictus grin. Wait, wait, Adrian whisper shouts at me as we struggle, blades still locked together. Listen to me, I need this victory. My half-shrug panics him still further. Stop, I'm a rich man. Please, I can make this worth your while. 100 coins for you to concede. So yeah, we're not gonna agree to that. We want this victory too. Can't get a strong hook on him. That's interesting. But yeah, we won't want to do that. Or this one as an honest character. We want to win it. And win it honestly and make him win honestly. You can't buy your way out of this, Adrian. You need to fight it. Alright, so same event here. Let's go with the same option. And let's hope we won it. I feel like we should win it. I don't know what his skill was. His skill was 20. We did win, by the way. Alright, excellent. So we moved to the next round, and this is the furthest we've gotten in this Let's Play so far. We're actually in the final against this Hugh character with this 16 prowess. So our own prowess is much better. But again, that's not all that matters. So we can do this. So death from above, my blade clashes with that of my opponent Hugh's. Sparks sent flying as the two weapons grate. We both step back, circling to our left. Hugh swings at me, the sword's point thudding into the ground after passing my body. Quick as a viper, I step in and kick it as hard as possible. Ripped from his grasp, Hugh's sword cartwheels off through the air, landing, to both of our horror, amongst the crowd. A shrill cry pierces the air, and we both hurry over to see Anelgod on his knees, the flying sword having impacted directly into his arm. So we say, are you all right? Or, well, no time to lose. Yeah, we would do this option here. And there's a 46% chance the melee ceases for now. A 53% chance he doesn't forgive us. I don't see how that's really our fault. He did accept our apology, by the way. This is Count Drogo's Spy Master. Alright, so again, same event here. I'm going to go with that same option, and let's just hope that it serves us well here, because this is the final, so we can win this. And this will be our first victory of the series, and we lost, despite him having the lower prowess. Yeah, unfortunately, we just lost it. Alright, so we're confounded. We didn't win. Nothing in the events there would indicate we'd lose. I mean, it really seemed like we should have won that. But whatever, is what it is. So, we got close. We got close, guys. So close. Alright, so the tournament has concluded. So our friend was the one who won the melee battle. I didn't even see that, and of course we know Hugh won the duel. So unfortunate, but I think we still had a good time. And yeah, we're going to say perhaps a few good words. We'll see if that'll be successful. And it looks like we were able to finally achieve a good speech. Alright, so I'm wondering what items they got here. Prize necklace and a prize hammer. Well, the hammer would be really nice to have. Necklace is just okay. And that's what we would have got if we had defeated Hugh, though. So, yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest thing that we lost there. But we do have an aggravated wound, though, unfortunately. So that's a shame. We have a moderate health penalty now. So we are ailing. Also, we need to... Oops, let me pause this here. We need to get a beneficiary for the Crusade. And we would have some good options here if these weren't children. What we might want to do is just wait to set the beneficiary, because you can wait to do so. We could also set somebody and then change it. I just don't want to forget, but I guess it'd be better than not having anybody in the position. I just want to probably leave it so that we'll have the notification, though, because if I do appoint somebody, then we won't have this up here anymore, and I'll likely forget. I'm assuming that we should have time. The Crusade does not launch for another 12 months. And if we look at our potential candidates, which we have a few good ones, I think the one that makes the most sense is our half-brother William. We were going to give him like a county or something, or maybe a couple counties. But yeah, if you could make him into... Is this for Jerusalem? Oh, it's not. Well, that's interesting. So we never even bothered to look at where the Crusade was. So yeah, that's going to be over here in Spain. So it won't be for Jerusalem, but yeah, we could get him a title, an even better title than he would get within our own realm. And so I think that's one way to really serve our family. There's also Prince Otto. He's a little bit younger, though. Yeah, he's a year younger. We were planning on having him go into the church too, so I only got the arrogant. So he's calm, temperate, and arrogant here. So that would be an additional option for us. But I think William makes the most sense. And so let's let him get old enough, and then we'll appoint him as the beneficiary. Alright, so a year before this kicks off, so we need to save up some money, though I am tempted to also increase our men-at-arms here a little bit. Build up their size just a bit. Yeah, maybe increase the armored footmen. We can't afford it, so yeah, it makes sense to do so. Increase their size. Maybe we might even be able to get them maxed out here. Let me see what notifications these are about. Nothing we need to worry about. We do have a lot of prestige here. Moving towards that second highest rank there. With our current age, as long as we live to good age, I think we might even be able to get to the highest level, the living legend. Not impossible. It makes sense for this character. Also, our eldest now comes of age, and he's a clever child, and so he got the elusive shadow, the highest ranking that you can get. Somebody was worried that he wouldn't do well in this education, that his prowess, or excuse me, his intrigue would be too low. Which it is pretty low before the education at only 7. It's not great. His diplomacy is the lowest, but it's tied here for his little learning. Stewardship average, but a very good martial character, surprisingly. Now he's going to lose one of those points when he loses the rowdy childhood, but still 15 is pretty damn good because he's brave and wrathful. But yeah, he's great in martial despite the fact that he has the intrigue education. But yeah, there was a lot of opportunities to have this increase, and then also, you know, there was the traits. I think we didn't have any traits at the time, and he was severely wounded, so I wasn't too worried about it. And now that's going to go up to 15. I just got to give it a second to load up here. And then you can see, well, it's 13. Well, that's interesting. Maybe the childhood trait was boosting it. Yeah, the childhood trait might have been boosting it. Because, yeah, it was 7. And then we got the 8, so it should have been 15. But, yeah, maybe that childhood trait gives you a +2 or something. So it's 13. It's not bad. Obviously, martial's still higher. But remember, we can, you know, improve that with his education and all that kind of stuff. So, or excuse me, with his lifestyle. So he'll be able to get some entry points there. So not too shabby. And, you know, he'll have his whole life to improve that skill. And he got the highest education, which is always nice, which means he's going to move through his perk tree quicker. And there's perks that will boost as well. So a rusty tool. Peering through the dusty murk of the armory, my gaze travels over multiple different weapons of war. A pair of battered leather greaves, a recently sharpened sword, a spear with a worn haft, a rusty farming tool. I pick up the farming implement. Perhaps it has been lumped in unknowingly with the weapons. I heft the tool, examining its curiously curved sickle-like blade, as I give it an experimental swing at a nearby hauberk. The blade pierces the metal, scattering a few iron rings across the floor. Interesting. So we can say, I wonder if this could be repurposed. Let's see if we can turn it into a weapon. Or to say, that's enough of that. We search for other ways to hone our martial skill. Yeah, why not? Let's see where this goes. Choices. Taking the small blade out into the midday sun, I inspect it more closely. The blade tapers to a point at one end and disappears into the tang at the other, leaving a length of slightly rusty but still sharp iron in between. The kink at the blade's head gives the implement a wicked curve to it, useful for cutting through shrubs, you'd think, or maybe finding gaps in armor. It's clear this could be repurposed as a weapon of war, but the question remains exactly what guise said weapon should take. So we can say, if you straighten out the blade, it could be a useful dagger. This is 81% chance that we'll get a dagger out of the tool. We'll probably be able to equip here. Or perhaps if we mount it on the end of a spear, and we'll get a halberd. 59% chance though, so not a good chance of succeeding there. Or why don't we just leave it as is, and you hone the blade? Perhaps this can be an effective weapon without modification. Well, I don't know how kingly it is for us to be using this farmer's tool. So maybe just go with the dagger. I wouldn't mind going with this one, but, you know, it's only 59% chance this sense. I'd like to get something out of it. This is a much higher chance. So yeah, we'll go with that. And we should be able to get a dagger out of it. The jury-rigged blade. As a lord, I'm not exactly well versed with the process of actually modifying a weapon of war. Despite my enthusiasm, it quickly became clear that I need some expert advice. I called the holding somewhat harassed-looking blacksmith Michael, who muttered something I didn't quite catch about rulers and their pet projects. And after a day or so of filing and honing, my project is complete. The formerly curved blade has been straightened out, its shortened blade leading to a tapering point with a beveled groove running down the flat of the blade. It's not a pretty weapon, but it is a weapon nonetheless. So we can say it's perfect, get the makeshift dagger artifact, or it's even better than my one, and then we're basically equipping it on our skirmishers, so we can recruit them cheaper. We don't even have any skirmishers right now. Nor do I really want to get one, so let's just go with this option here and get ourselves an actual weapon that we can equip, increasing our prowess by 1. It's nothing impressive, guys, but better than nothing, which is what we had formerly. So it gets our prowess now at 29, not bad, because we did get that foot experience level up to 30 for the Hast Looter. Now we're also wounded, so it will be higher once let me see if we have anything else here. But yeah, it'll be higher eventually. Alright, so we're waiting for this crusade to kick up here in 7 months. We need to start actually saving some money here, though. I'm going to go ahead and increase the armored footmen by 1 more. I get them fully built up. And then that will get us a total of 55, almost 5,600 troops here. That we'll be able to bring onto the crusade. And we're going slow because I don't have the speed turned up here. So we also got an alliance with the new King of Scotland because of that marriage. Or, well, we had to actually do the marriage since they're just betrothed. Yeah, nice young King of Scotland. He has succeeded to the throne already. Remember, he was the grandson of that king when we actually arranged that marriage, or he arranged that marriage, his grandfather. Alright, and he immediately calls us to war, which we will not likely be participating in because the Crusade's about to happen, so, you know, priorities, guys. We'll accept it, but yeah, we're not going to be able to help him. Hopefully they'll be able to do it quickly, because yeah, we've got a Crusade to go on. And that's going to be our priority, guys. Let's go and get the next perk here. Keeping in mind that we'll be going on this crusade soon. So we could improve our light cab. I think we might just do this one here for the army movement speed. They got a long way to go. So let's do the organized march. So we can try and get to Spain quicker. Since yeah, we're not going to the Holy Land, so he's paying homage to us. Excellent. Looks like he did not pay us though, but we got that renown. There's a hunt, but unfortunately, we'll be able to participate in that because I think the Crusade is very soon. Yeah, 34 days. So we're not going to do anything at this point. We're just getting ready for the Crusade. All right, excellent. So the Crusade for Badajoz. And so we'll be marching. Let's see. Looks like they're involved in the Crusade. So let's just take a look at who's all involved with this. So we want to make sure we get into the Crusade and target. So I don't know if we want to march and all the way through here. I don't really have the money to go by sea though. But going by land would take forever. I mean, it would take a long time. Where if you go by sea, you just take off here and then land right over here. We might wait just a little bit. We got a little bit of money for the Crusade, but not really enough. We can go in debt, but you know, obviously that has the penalties. So that's something to consider as well. We can't ask the head of faith for gold, just claims. And you don't want to be the first one to arrive anyways, because then you're fighting large armies all alone. And so yeah, we'll give a little bit of time just to earn a little bit more money here. Where are our troops deploying? Yeah, we'll have to select it through here. And yeah, we'll just deploy the closest we can. And just give it a little bit of time. Also, we can get a dynasty legacy. Alright, excellent. And I think we're just going to continue down this. I never do that. I always end up spreading out just based on the character. But the best ones are often towards the end here. And so we just never can get towards the end of any of these. Because I always, you know, like, oh, well, if it's better to go down, you know, in like the case of this character, maybe it would fit better to go with the warfare. And so we'll go with that instead of continuing down the branch we're already working on. And so we never get very far. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and get the next one here. So we can try and get some of the later ones, which again are the really powerful ones. Alright, so just waiting a little bit longer here before we leave. Or we raise our troops up just to get a bit more money. And we got the strange noise event here for our birthday. How old are we? We just turned 40. Okay. So I guess it's interesting. We had our 40th birthday right before we take off to go for the Crusade here. And I did mean to marry off our best friend here. It looks like she found herself a husband though, so it worked out. You can also find spouses for our knights and stuff as well. I generally don't do that in the Let's Play. It's just it takes so long to find marriages and all that. I want to spend time on it. So what would we go for? I feel like there's nothing in our traits that would say we'd go for any of these. I feel like we're like the big one type of guy. It was a small thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that equipped. And that's going to get us more piety. Very nice. Fitting here as a crusading king. Let's go like another month, I think. See, there's some crusaders moving in here. It looks like the French army is arriving. Who all is participating? Let's take a look. So France, of course. We know the King of France is involved here with all his troops. A few people from the HRE, but not a lot. France seems to be the only other king that I'm noting here. Let me just double check. We could always look through here as well and see if there's any other kings. It looks like it's just dukes. Venice is gone. The Doge of Venice. Alright, so that's into February here. Maybe one more month. Again, because it does cost a pretty penny to move your troops across sea. And then, of course, all the amount of money we have to pay them every month. So I think that's good for now, I suppose. Also, just so happens, it's perfect timing here, that William is of age. And so we can go ahead and appoint him as our beneficiary. Alright, excellent. So I hope we're able to get him some lands. We want to get him the main title, actually. Let's go ahead and raise up all our troops here. So it'll take 11 days, and then we'll send them off to sea. And we'll be leading those troops ourselves, of course. And we are still wounded, unfortunately. But yeah, you can see here it's going to cost us that 55 gold just to take off here. Again, we could have went by land, but yeah, it just would have took too long. So let's go ahead and land. I think we're going to land like right here, maybe. Could land here as well. We'll take a look at the situation as we get there. And 10,000 troops sitting right there, so it's probably good that we did wait to go, because what often happens, they're able to just kind of wipe out all the Crusaders as they arrive, slowly, one at a time. Oh, we got a speed 3. I want to speed this up a bit since we got a long journey to go. Coveted claim. So Carlman, my knight, frets all through the day, evidently attempting to find the right words. At last, as we make our way to dine, he begins sheepishly, "My liege, I hear rumors that Conrad, the Count of Luxembourg, has come to see you as the focus of his enmity." Makes sense. Those titles were taken from him a while ago. He talks openly of the illegitimate King of Luxembourg, who daily usurps his rightful lands and revenues. Alright, so we can say, ha, that venomous spawn of hell, and then we'll become rivals. This is just based on one person's word here, though. But we're trusting, so we'd probably trust that he's telling us the truth. We say, I shall write Conrad at once. Another thing to consider is that we'd be trusting that he would not do that. Yeah, I mean, I guess as a trusting person, who are you trusting? Are you trusting the knight here, or are you trusting Conrad? We say, I'll write to him at once. It's treason then, or inconsequential prattle, I'm sure. And we'll gain the trusting liege. So yeah, it's for the trusting, either one makes sense. Because who are you trusting? So I think we might write to him and see what he has to say. Give him a chance to defend himself. He ignores our letter. Wow. Okay, so he's now our rival. So it looks like King Malcolm lost that Liberty War. Okay, well, sorry I couldn't help you on it. You did it. I mean, he didn't. He didn't do the war, but the rebellion happens right as the crusade is happening. So it is what it is. I'm looking for crusading troops here. We got 10,000 there for the French and the Papal forces. So we wouldn't be able to land here. That's for sure. That's 10,000. We need to join up with this army. So might want to come around this way then and land across the bridge here. And then go after the capital, maybe. So yeah, let's go ahead and land right here. And he might come down and attack us. We'll have to see. Remember, we have this penalty initially, the recently disembarked, so you got that for 30 days total. And so we want to get rid of that before we actually engage any battles. Of course, we want to combine with our allies here, and they might be going after the capital as well. Going over here would take some casualties. It's not much, though. We haven't actually arrived. And there's 4,000 enemy troops there. And so this is the next trait for Magnus. He just keeps on trying to get that fickle, huh? Is there anything else we can get him that might be a little bit better for a warrior here? So yeah, a fickle doesn't help him at all. He's really not going to be a great warrior, honestly, it looks like. You can make him generous instead. Or you can go with the arrogant. But yeah, I guess we'll just let him have the fickle, because this is the second time he's got an event for it. It seems the fates have decided that he'll be a fickle character. Alright, so he did come across the ford there. So I'm hoping that all these forces will combine. So we did finally get that Crusader trait since we've finally arrived in the objective kingdom. So that gets us the Marshal, which we're now at 26. Plus 3 prowess, we're sitting at 32 because, oh, well, we're still wounded. Yeah, not bad at all for being a wounded character here. And then the opinion bonuses as well. Alright, so there's going to be a big battle here that's going to kick up, guys, against these 10,000 enemy troops. We outnumber them. I think we have around 15,000, not counting the ones that are about to arrive here. And that's if we can get them all together in one location, though. As far as terrain bonuses, they'll likely have the bonus because I think they're going to attack here in these hills where it's you know, a siege, so they'll be considered the defensive army, and so they'll get the terrain bonus there. So it'll come down to the commanders and the numbers, and if we get all our troops together, we'll have the numbers. If not, then maybe they will. So we'll just have to see what happens there, because yeah, these guys will not be involved. Yeah, I think it's about 15,000 is what we have, somewhere around that total, and everybody should come here to help out in the battle. But do you get them all there in time? Because, you know, if they're able to fight with the 10,000 troops there for a little while, then, you know, obviously they might be able to achieve a victory there. There's a lot more troops heading on over here. They just haven't arrived yet. Eventually, we'll have far more than they do, and the Crusade will definitely succeed. Just a question of how much of a role are we going to play in the Crusade so that we can try and get, you know, William at least something here. As of right now, our contribution is 4th. We're in 4th place with a score of 50 because we're working on that siege right now. We need to have 100 contribution to get any reward. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. We'll have to do the battle in the next one, so leaving off on a cliffhanger here. See who wins this first battle, our first major battle of the Crusade. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you on the next one. And thanks for watching.